Masters of the Universe, the Legends of Grayskull podcast.
Legends of Grayskull is a fan podcast exploring the vast worlds of He-Man and She-Ra. Join Sean Scavarna and Matthew Duke as they discuss the history and mystery of Eternia and Etheria, diving deep into all incarnations of Masters of the Universe.
Hey, you know who's back? It's the Legends of Grayskull podcast. Now that you know, let's go. Get ready for the show. It's the Legends of Grayskull podcast. Sit back and enjoy the ride. Right now.
Right now.
Right here.
That's right, folks. We are together. Reach out and touch.
Not touching.
What's up, guys? Hopefully you can hear us all right. We're testing some stuff here. What's up, Skelly Vader? Welcome. I didn't think anyone would jump on. Impromptu live from Legions Con.
Woohoo.
Everyone else is downstairs setting up. And so we're up here fucking around. So figured we'd jump on. We saw a new trailer dropped for Masters. So we figured we'd talk about that and talk a little bit about Legions Con. Why not? We got time.
We got time.
So
Nothing but time.
Nothing but time. Welcome, Scott Baker. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, so after 3 years of podcast, this is weird.
Yeah.
This is weird that I got to turn here to
We
talk
just
to
look
Sean.
at the screen typically.
Yeah. I just farted and he smells it.
I do, and it's really not good.
It's not good. That was bad. Oh.
He's in the soft seat, so it was silent but deadly as far as I was concerned until now.
It's true.
Now it's just like a third person in the room.
So yeah, so 3 years, 109 episodes. Don't quote me on that.
Something like that.
Should be 109 if we'd ever get around to reviewing issue 3 of the comic. And we have finally been able to meet up in person. How's you got in last night? I got in tonight. How's your Legions Con going so far, Sean?
It's pretty laid back, pretty low key. The thing when I was leaving, Matt was on the phone. We were doing our messenger audio chats, and he's like, "It's gonna be fine, no stress." So notice we are stress free tonight. We are just here. Log out of the basement. Yeah, exactly.
That's us, Scott.
Out of the basement and into New Jersey. The world will never be the same.
It's kind of a lateral move.
Absolutely. I'm allowed to turn left in my basement, though.
True.
But yeah, it was pretty low key. It was really cool to be at G-Con this morning. Get to see the reveals that the new wave of House of the Noble Bear and the Sons of the Red Star. So that was a highlight for me so far. And then Legions Con full blown tomorrow. But how about you? You drove halfway across the country to do this.
I wasn't that bad.
I drove 2.5 hours with Jesse, which was not that big of a problem.
So I had, hopefully, let us know if it sounds not good. I know Sean's really laid back. So yeah, so I live in Indiana. For those of you who don't know, so I just had Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and then New Jersey.
Yeah.
So, but about 11 hours total, with a little detour to grab a diorama for Jesse because he ran out of room in his car.
Yeah, that's true.
And I basically, to go to Jersey is literally right past Sean and Jesse's hometown. Like I just had to get off the turnpike. So happy to do it. Happy to help him out. And yes, your local roads really suck. Yeah, I got that Carlisle Pike there that was just backed up to shit. It took me forever to make a fucking right turn out of there. So
we are monetized. This works. Now, Carlisle Pike can be a little bit interesting, but for the most part, 81 and 78 with the tractor trailer traffic is even more nuts. So it is what it is there.
Yeah, but made pretty good time. Got here just after G-Con ended. I watched it on my phone. And obviously we're gonna have a big special. We got Curtis and Jesse are obviously here as well. So this is the first time we've had the whole Off-World and Legends of Grayskull crew together. It's the first time I met Sean and Jesse in person.
Yep.
We had dinner with the House Seals. That was really nice. Anthony likes to play a big game, but he's a nice guy.
He is.
So yeah, it's been a blast. So obviously we're gonna cover it, but just real quick, who is your favorite out of the Rising Suns wave?
I'll just say Scapular. The 2.0 for him. The fact that he's two figures in one is amazing, and I need to get two of them because of the fact that it represents two different characters, basically.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Nope, I got you.
What about you?
I'd have to say I still have to say that barbarian chick, the Frost Elf.
Mhm.
I'm never gonna remember these characters' names until they give me a movie or a book, and I told Gerard that. So.
Yeah, he was quite offended. I remember this. He doesn't like to talk to us very much.
But yeah, there's something just striking about her, and this is in Mythic Legion so far. I have not had any interest in House of Noble Bear or the barbarians. The humans are all pretty fucking boring, but she just looks amazing. They really knocked it out. The Atlas is a huge upgrade.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we'll save the rest for our after Legions Con Off-World, which should be. The plan is to simulcast that here as well for those viewers. Real quick, we'll get to trailer in a minute here. We'll save that last for any spoiler alert. But we do have, Legions Con tomorrow. If any of you guys are in the area, I know Scott unfortunately missed out. I don't think Skelly, isn't in much to the Mythic Legions besides a dabble here and there. So, but we will have a table down there. We're in the side room that leads to the breakout sessions. Got quite a bit of stuff to give away. We got a cool custom Jesse donated. So that'll be a lot of fun. Just come by. All you got to do to enter the raffle for the prizes is show us that you're subscribed to us on YouTube. And if you're not, we got QR codes down there that you can scan. And once you scan and subscribe, you're entered. So, and you can enter up to twice. Because if you're subscribed to Legends, that's one entry. If you're subscribed to Off-World, that's a second entry. Sean, what do we got for merch down there?
For merch, we have, and I'm going to have to give the cred to Matt on this one. He came up with some pretty fun ideas. We do have the Off-World, our cartoon characters that Jesse drew. That's on our intro. There's a print of that one down there that we can sign, and you could probably bring it to Jesse and Curtis, and they'll sign it as well because Curtis just loves that attention. You know that.
Yep.
And then I have the Legends of Grayskull logo that we just premiered in the last couple of months. That is a full print now, thanks to Matt as well.
Looks awesome.
And we'll be happy to sign that if you're here. And I did say to Scott Baker, just to give you a heads up, that I want to get some to him because he was very sad he couldn't be here, although he was here last year.
Yeah,
so
Scott,
yeah,
definitely if we have leftovers, which I'm sure, Scott, we got you. We'll have one set aside for you. But if there are leftovers, I'll definitely put a post up on the group and we can deal with shipping and whatnot.
Yep. But then the other thing, this was the Duchess brilliancy, is he came up with a trading card idea. So the trading card is sectioned off. So there's a trading card of Matt, me, Jesse, and Curtis for Off-World caricatures. And you can combine them into a nice little scene of all the characters together. And then if you're at the convention and you pay a little extra money for the set, I will draw on the back of it, do some headshots. And so that'll be available tomorrow and Sunday.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If we'd planned this out, we would have brought some back up to the room to show you guys right now. But
we didn't know that the Revolution thing was going to hit tonight because we've had too much stuff going on.
Yep. So it's all down. We got the table all set up. We're ready to go. So good breakdown, Sean.
Yeah, no problem. This is what I do.
Yeah. All right. So yes, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, the Masters of the Universe Revolution. Well, I will say a trailer. I still don't feel comfortable saying the trailer, and we'll get into that. But we had one drop. Sean informed me about it, and we just watched it before this. So, Sean, what are your first impressions of this new trailer?
I think this series is going to have so much more action compared to the first outing that I'm curious how much story there might be now, because this trailer, I want to say it's maybe a 30-second one, maybe a minute-ish at the very most, and it was nonstop for the most part, just wall-to-wall action. And I got to say that. Are we doing spoilers? Are we?
Yeah, I said spoilers. We're in spoilers.
We're in spoilers.
Turn us off if you haven't watched it. Yes. You don't want it spoiled for you.
Absolutely. So 3, 2, 1. My favorite moment probably is the fact that it's the first time you ever see Battle Armor He-Man animated.
Yep.
That made me smile, and I've been waiting for this since 1983 or 4 when that figure actually was released. And we've never gotten it until 2023.
Yep. And as we've shown on the show, lots of the golden books and the puzzles and everything used Battle Armor a ton in the 80s, but obviously never the cartoon. They had their models. They set to that. So, but yeah, that was really cool. It looks like there's a new transformation sequence with it, because it looks like at that one part it's like almost transforming down him, and then he like punches the ground like
like the Iron Man punch or something along those lines.
Exactly. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. I worry too. I'm like, you're setting up a lot of stuff here. We've got the Horde invasion, we got Skeletor tech, and then obviously everything going on. We already know from the scenes before, we're dealing with the repercussions of the first one, trying to get Fisto and Clamp back. Scareglow was featured heavily in this one too, which that worries me, because I'm like, if we're spending this much time on Scareglow, how much time is going to be left over for the Horde? Because this is only 5 episodes, unless they've changed something and they haven't told us. We have to believe that this is just 5 episodes. So I'm with you. That's about my only concern. Other than that, it looks amazing. And I know we're going to have the haters out there that are going to be like, well, that's just going to be the first episode. Everything you see there. Sean, what did Kevin Smith put on his Instagram post?
He said he's posting this and then he's running away from the slings and arrows that are about to come at him, basically. And you're damned if you do, damned if you don't in this day and age. We talked about it many times. It all depends on opening your mind and just seeing what they do with it, because part of the problem with Revelation was everybody relied on all of these preview critic people wanting to have their opinion. And when you actually watch the show, you're like, well, that wasn't nearly as bad as somebody was telling me that didn't even see the show.
Yep.
So it's just give it a shot and see what happens. But I like, from what we've seen, the San Diego footage that we saw, the pre-screening stuff that was leaked, plus this, I mean, this is definitely a head and shoulders above what we got out of Revelation, in my opinion.
Yeah,
especially with the He-Man action parts that we saw.
Agreed. So. No, it's a fun little clip there, and Scott Baker's. We hope you're back in 24 as well. You're missed. Skelly, be cool if you can make it out, and he thinks it's going to be great. So I'm hoping. I just have that little part of my brain that loves the story and wants some character growth and everything. Like I'm worried there's not going to be enough time, But again, I just want to. If they set up a 5-episode arc that obviously leads to something else and then follows up with that, I'm good.
Yeah.
If they try and cram 10 episodes worth of story into 5, I'm not good. So that's my fear. And if they want to do 5 and leave it on a huge cliffhanger, let's fucking do it.
Mhm.
Don't cram in here trying to get too much story into 5 episodes. That's my work.
Well, and that's the thing too, is how reactionary is this going to be versus what we got originally?
Yeah.
Because there were tons of people, and I'm one of those people, I'll admit it. I understood what they wanted to do with that story, but I really wanted to see He-Man in action. And
Yep.
we only got the first episode and pretty much the last episode, and there's still all those episodes in between where you didn't really have the main guy getting a chance to show off what he can do with the new animation style they're using. So in the case of this, it feels a little reactionary to me, but I would not be surprised if this ends on a cliffhanger and they go, okay, we got another one we're gonna do.
Yep.
And then boom, like at the end of next year or the beginning of 2025, maybe, or something.
Yep.
Them having a part 2 or part 3 or whatever, or have another one with an R.
Yep.
Rebooted or remastered. Resolution. And then it's at New Year's, just for the shits and giggles of that. That's what they do. Resolution. Kevin Smith will not run away from the slings and arrows, or maybe he will.
And it's crazy too, because it's like, they announced January 2024, and I'm sitting there like, I can't wait all the way till January, but it's like, man, we're at November 9th already. Yeah. November 10th? It is the 10th.
10th.
My computer hasn't updated its time yet. But yeah, it's also not 8:44. But yeah, it's just so basically we're there. It's basically 2024 already.
Yeah.
That'll
be good. I'm looking forward to it more than. I mean, like you and I were tracking the last one more because we had the podcast, we're fans, and I feel like we had to get into the dirt a bit more, and it almost made that experience kind of tainted because we heard the negative as well as wanting to go in with positive outlooks. This time around, I feel like this is one where you can just go in, watch it, and not have any of that preconceived stuff like the previous one.
And no, Al, we are not the same person. There's 2 of us. And on that note, I would just like to point out that I am taller than Sean. I took the shorter chair because our height difference. So this evened us out.
Yep.
But I just want to put that out there because for some reason, a lot of people think Sean's taller than me, and I don't know why.
I don't know why.
So
I'm only 5'10" at most if I'm lucky.
So. But yeah, so and I agree, and that's one thing we haven't had with this is we have not had that huge buildup. I mean, shoot, they announced it a year before they even started filming or recording and animating for Revelation. Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely that there's less time for people to freak out. So
yeah.
I'm hoping it'll be good. I like what I'm seeing. The Horde looks awesome. The troopers, they went with the big upgraded bulky armor, which is fine. Like that's where most people take it when they're updating it. So there's some cool vehicles. Keith David sounds amazing as Hordak. We still don't know who William Shatner is.
No. I still hope he's Zodak. I still to this day, I want to hear him. Because if there's any character that you can have talk like Shatner, it's Zodak. And it works. If you have, I can't picture, the only other thing I can think of is like if they go to Horde Prime. And that to me just seems silly.
I don't want him to go Horde Prime.
That's why. I want Hordak to be the guy. I don't need Horde Prime in this version.
What? How about this? Since we now know... Because the toy has a Revolution logo on it. Gwildor.
Oh, that'd be hysterical.
William Shatner as Gwildor.
The more I think about that, I don't know. Like, I don't think that's a bad option, but I'm also like, I really want to hear somebody try to mimic Billy Barty because that voice is so connected. It's just like Orko.
But I don't think you can.
Well, I think you could, depending who it is, but I would not see. So like I'm okay with it if it is, because
Yeah.
that'll be a whole different take on him compared to what we had as in the movie. But I feel like that quirky, curmudgeon-y voice that Billy
Yeah.
Barty brought to the table is something that really is a staple of that character in my mind, just like Orko's voice.
Well, I was just about to say, I guess for me, my issue is because obviously Gwildor was an Orko replacement.
Yeah.
Having the Billy Barty voice is similar to an Orko voice. So maybe we need a Shatner to get a little bit more separation between the two characters. I want to see them work together.
Mhm.
I think it'll be a great team up, but maybe we just, and what's his face from the Tick that does Griffin Newman,
Yeah.
he does a fabulous Orko, but I'm just afraid anybody trying to do a Billy Barty is going to kind of do the same thing.
Mhm.
So I convinced Skelly Vader at least. Duchess of Darkness, welcome. I'll be quirky. It is more than a hair, damn it. And I think that was a shot at Sean for heaven.
That's okay. He's being quirky. He's living up to the name. It works.
What's up,
Hey,
JD?
look, JD.
Isn't he downstairs?
I want to say
Don't
hi
you
to
guys have better to
JD
do?
because he and I were earlier downstairs working for the Horsemen, setting up some figures, and we were told that's how we had to do it, or we had to give their badges back. So yeah, we kept our badges.
Yep.
It was
Yep.
great meeting you, JD. I'm really happy I got to meet you today.
Yeah, and if you guys are at Legion's Con, you look at the first cosmic display when you walk down the hallway. That's
JD and I helped.
yep.
I did 3 figures. I'm proud. That's the best thing I did all
Nice.
week.
Last thing I'll throw at you. So we've seen, obviously, there's going to be progression in storytelling. We've seen the Gwildor and Orko toy where Gwildor's got that kind of repaired power sword
Yeah.
that's glowing yellow.
Mhm.
Obviously, Skeletor is infected with technology.
Yeah.
Are we leading to new adventures?
I would say it wouldn't surprise me, but I kind of hope they're not going there. I almost would just rather do like the whole Technovirus thing where they were going with the original Powers of Grayskull line with the dinosaurs and everything.
Well, they went to that in classics. That
Well,
wasn't the
Okay,
the original Powers of
wasn't,
Grayskull idea, but it was.
they're using stuff from
Right.
classics in this.
I'm
so
just saying.
it wouldn't shock me if maybe they go, you know what, we already did it that way, so we're going to do it going forward. Because as far as like adapting new adventures for me is always just going to make me go, that's great, you're going to do that. I'm good. Like I would like to be able to, if there is 5 more episodes down the pipeline after this, I would really not want to see He-Man being New Adventures He-Man. I'm like, keep him in the battle armor. Like if whatever it is that with that power sword that it from the toy,
Yeah.
the 2-pack, it seems to me like Orko and Gwildor are working together to fix the power sword of some sort. So if it is that case, then I hope it's tech that hasn't been accessed from Grayskull or something. So Gwildor's able to help harness the power to make him get the battle armor to help him in whatever's happening, compared to let's just put him in blue spandex and a ponytail and shove him off into war. Like I'm good on that level. I don't think they'll make that look. I don't think they'll go there, but I'm just saying this is my planting my flag. I hope they don't.
Well, that's it, because that toy sword doesn't look like a New Adventure sword, but it looks like what you would do to like a classic sword to make it look like, it's like
teetering there.
So if they keep He-Man in battle armor, but bring in, like Skelly said there, I'm too lazy to lean forward and highlight it, bring in Flog, bring in Slushhead, have them have adventures in space.
Yeah.
Like, what I mean? That could be fun. My only other thought I'll throw out to you, maybe you prefer this more. They did throw out the line, it's time for a New Eternia. And New Eternia is obviously a very big subset of the Masterverse toy line right now.
Yeah.
Are we going for a total universe reset?
Maybe. And that's going to bug me in some ways if they go there, because I really wish this would have been started off that way versus it being the whole. I mean, there wasn't a between now Teal is He-Man BS that was in the first one, and the other one was I thought this was the next episode of Filmation.
Yep.
And that's why, for the longest time, anybody who's asked me about it, I'm like, I really wish this would have just started off on fresh footing that way. So if that's what they're going to, I'm just going to be like, I just wish you did this from the get-go.
Yeah.
That's going to bother me, feeling like the original series, as in Revelation, is all just that was wasted to get to something new that we should have gotten from the get-go. They could have still done Revelation within it, maybe. Because it would have still been a sticking point if you stick to Man-at-Arms, Orko, and the Sorceress knowing his identity.
Yeah.
By the end of that, they could have done a Revelation-like story.
So you take Space He-Man over Cosmic Reset Universe?
I'd rather go Cosmic Reset Universe for the fact that New Adventure still has nothing. Like, I know Skelly loves those quirky villains. I know he is a huge fan of those. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it is not enough for me to be like, "Ooh, New Adventures He-Man,
right?
Yum! This is that cereal I've been waiting for Saturday mornings." You know,
I hope they do it just to spite you.
Well,
and it's fucking awesome, and you had to sit here and eat crow.
Well, I'll tell you what. When that happens, I'll be like, "Well, Skelly, why don't you and Matt do these episodes, and I'll sit about and I'll come on and I'll talk about whatever else we want to talk about on this show because I'll be like." Or I'll watch them and I'll just be the guy that has to complain and I'll be Statler and Waldorf together. And I know Skelly will love that too because he loves those characters.
He says he just wants the villains, just the villains.
And excuse me. I'm one of those people where I'm like, okay, if you wanted to combine the old school and the New Adventures villains, that wouldn't bother me. I honestly don't have like a problem with the villains. It's just He-Man looking the way he does in that series and how that whole thing with by the power of Eternia and all, it just doesn't work for me. It's like keep some consistency, but let Skeletor have some new friends.
I still got to compile my best of New Adventures and make you watch it.
We only watched the one episode, and you notice we haven't gone back. And I want to say that was probably in the first year.
Well, because after the first year, everything happened. Exploded.
Everything happened.
We had series, we've had comic books, we've had, we have definitely not had enough time to go back and revisit the classics. We gotta remedy that this upcoming year. All right. Thanks, guys. I think that's about it for us. Check us out at Legions Con tomorrow. We've got, like I said, we got prints, we got merch, we got all that stuff. Yeah.
And like Matt said, after the show, if we have things available, we will post it on the Legendati. And if you want to grab some of that stuff, we'll hook you up with it.
Oh. All right, guys. Until next time, we're going to be downstairs at Legions Con.
Woo!
Oh, come on.